Your duty is to convey the message. And as far as accountability is concerned, that is my job, that is not your job. Number two, you can show them the right path, but to put them on the right path, that is not your job. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي وَيُضِلُّ. Because that is Allah who guides and He takes someone astray. So something which is not your job, don't think of that or don't take it as your job. For sure it will cause you stress. In a hadith narrated by Huzaifa ibn al-Yaman radiyallahu ta'ala an, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, La yambaghi li mu'minin an yudhilla nafsah. This is not good or suitable for a mu'min and believer to put himself down or to humiliate himself. So Sahaba asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Awarajul yuzillu nafsah? Is there anyone who will be putting himself down? Because may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive and forbid. May Allah forgive and forbid. May Allah forgive and forbid. Most of us, we are trying to put others down. So that's why the Sahaba said that, is there anyone who will be putting himself down? So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, directly not. As a result, أن يتعرض لما لا يطيقه. When he comes forward for a job which he cannot do. So the result is that he will not do it, he will get humiliated. You said it. I will do it. Why you did it? You know what I'm saying? What a beautiful word of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That something which is not your job or you are not expert therein, don't take the responsibility, otherwise you will get humiliated. This is good or bad? Good. No, louder. Good. Yes, inshallah, we are not celebrating Eid anyway. So you have to show your muscles for ibadat. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, now look at me. I want to connect tonight talk of mine to the previous one, because when you people left, then I was talking to the students. Yes, because when we were students in Madaris, this falakiyat was one of our sciences and one of our subjects. But that is by the ancient ulama, and the base came from ancient ulama. Otherwise, if they would have not been the pioneer of falakiyat, nobody would have promoted it or took it furthermore. Got it? And to tell you one thing, that where from the falakiyat or the astronomy started, do you know who started it? He was inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with that. That was Sayyidah Idris alayhi salatu wasalam. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, he was the one who first of all, as human, he taught about falakiyat and astronomy. Got it? So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, فَمَنْ وَافَقَ خَطُّ خَطَّ Idris. So whosoever his calculation will come in accordance with the usuls and principles of Idris alayhi salatu wasalam, he will approach the reality, otherwise he will get misled. Got it? So it means that principles are given by Sayyidina Idris alayhi salatu wasalam. And then you know, a great name in Islam, his name is Hafiz ibn Rushd al-Qurtubi from Gardova. Got it? He is a great Maliki alim, written so many books. A great alim, Abu Ali ibn Sina, who is called the father of medicine. A great alim, Muhammad ibn Zakaria al-Razi, not the Tafsir one, Muhammad ibn Zakaria al-Razi, the chemist and the astronomer one, and so many others. And to tell you one thing, now we are talking about astrolabe. What? Say? Astrolabe. That is actually Usturlab. Got it? In Arabic that's called Usturlab. And the founder of Usturlab or astrolabe for astrophysics, the first ever lab was established by one Muslim scholar, Ibn al-Haytham, they call him Al-Haytham. Yeah. When you will study the astronomy, so you will find the name there. What? Al-Haytham. A-L-H-I-H-A-I-Z-E-N. Al-Haytham. But that is actually Ibn al-Haytham, rahmatullahi alayh. So anyhow, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, now I was joking with my friends. Look at me, all of you. Yes. So I was joking with them that people are propagating against us this long beard, this turban, this type of dress, a shawl on shoulder, a tassel here, got it? The old time culture. These people are living in past. It means that these are backward people. They are orthodox people. Yes, but tonight it is proven that we are the ultra modern people. Yes, we are what? We are ultra modern. And those who decided to celebrate Eid tomorrow, they are backward people. They are orthodox people. Why? Because what is modern knowledge? The astronomy. So what the astronomer said, yes, if he would have the projector, so I would have asked Fahim or any other brother to open and to show it there, that what they see about tonight's crescent. So they have clearly seen very poor visibility that is possible. Last night I was talking about possibility, and I defined possibility, that what possibility means? Jazakallah. Haji Naseem is listening to me very carefully and very attentively. That was the definition. That what the possibility means, maybe or may not be. Got it? So when they say that there is a possibility, so means may be seen or may not be seen. Got it? Now, the decision will not take place based on their saying there is a possibility, but they themselves say maybe or may not be. Then we will try. If that is cited, so it means that may be prevailed and it has overtaken, then we will decide accordingly. If not seen, so it means may not be have overtaken. So we are bound not to decide. Got it or not it? That is one point. Another point is that for today they have said that there will be a poor visibility on the west coast of America with a powerful binocular. But they say there is a possibility with a powerful binocular but very poor visibility. So our friends, how many of you went there?
There was over 10 people.
Over 10 people. All of you were young people, or there were 100-year-old also?
So we had,
Yes.
we had
Who is using the magnifying glass?
we had binoculars,
And
a telescope, and a drone.
yes, look, they have a drone. They used a drone, and they used a telescope, and they used a binocular. It was not sighted anywhere, while the space was very much clear. The horizon was very much clear. But still we were not deciding, because we are waiting for the same zone of moon sighting from west coast up to Canada and up to Northern California. So when we all get together, even from East Coast, those who are committed by Sharia principle, up till now they were waiting for us. That was 1 o'clock, and then, now I call them that it is not sighted. It is not sighted. But I told them that now you are very much close to Sahur, so your Taraweeh is dropped, but your fast is not dropped. Got it? Because now that will take a long time if you will pray Taraweeh. So just, they say we have prayed our Isha, but we have not prayed our Witr. So I say, if you can, so just pray Taraweeh. If you cannot, so you are not bound to pray Taraweeh, just go and do Sahur. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, now look at me. They said that, so it is not cited. And our brothers, they were in touch with all those areas and these websites. And they were checking all websites that if that is cited anywhere. Last night I mentioned one thing, that in Sharia, calculation is not based, nobody has ever said in this 1500 years. Not even a one alim. Yes? And when we say something, so these people ask us if there is any hadith in this regard. Got it? So now we can say if there is any hadith in calculation. Yes? We will ask them if there is any hadith, what our base or stand is, we can present you 20 hadiths. That these are the hadiths of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Got it? If you can present us not a hadith, a saying of a sahabi. Not a saying of a sahabi, a saying of a tabi'i. Not a saying of a tabi'i, a saying of a taba tabi'i. Not a saying of a tabi'i. In these 1500 years, the saying of any authentic faqih in all four schools of jurisprudence. Yes. Why? Because they cannot go against the text. And the text is very much clear. The ayah of Quran, faman shahida minkum ash-shahr. It has a few meanings. Whosoever saw the crescent. The second one, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ, whosoever testified or witnessed the crescent, فَلْيَصُمْهُ, so he may fast. So now it means, if somebody cited, last night I mentioned, if somebody cited, but the Qazi, he did not accept his shahadat because of reasons. Now the general public, they are bound by the decision of the Qazi. So they are not bound to do fasting tomorrow, but the guy who saw the crescent himself, he is bound by his own sighting, he will fast. You got it? That is the I mean for man. He cannot take a plea. If the Qazi said did not accept my shahadat, so I will eat tomorrow as well. No, you cannot. If you will do, you will have a qaza on that. Because for you, your sighting is sufficient to prove. But for others, the decree of the Qazi is approved. Got it? That is another point. Next point is that I was telling you that there is new moon. Naval calendar in America. Farooq Sahib will bail me out. Naval calendar in America, as you know, that in the ocean, mostly they are looking at the stars and their movements. Yes or not? Still in this computer era, they are looking at what? The stars and their motions. And based on that, they are looking what will be the situation of the ocean up to that level, up to maritime belt, up to this and that. So that's why the naval calendar that is based upon a new moon. And new moon is the moon birth. Let me tell you one thing. When the new moon birth has taken place this time, nobody knows. If you will go to the websites, you will find out. Last night, 3:02, after almost close to Sahur, 3:02 it was born. 3:02 last night, it was Zuhur time or after Zuhur in Pakistan and Afghanistan and in India. Got it? In Indonesia and in Malaysia and that area, that was after Maghrib. Because their time is ahead. Yes. This is the graph. Yes. Yes. First visibility lunar crescent for Shawwal. So our brothers, they are literate people. So they are following the modern technology, but they are following the Sharia as well. So anyhow, let me tell you. So now, that is born, Zavi. So last night, 3:02, it was born. So from last night, 3:02, today up to 3:02, that is 12 hours. Then sun set down tonight, what time? 8:04. 8:04. So altogether, 17:06, 17 hours and 6 minutes, that was the age of moon. That was the age. And I have written a book in this regard, Components of Ramadan. So the first part is moon sighting. In that, I have taken into consideration whatever I learned in past. But I consulted the modern astronomer in this regard, and I got their idea, and then I put it there in that. Those who have it, moon sighting is one book. Yes, but that moon sighting book we have put in another book which is compiled together, Components of Ramadan. So that is there. So anyhow, I mentioned there that new moon is not the base of Sharia or the base of lunar month. That is the base of natural month. They call it Tab'i Mahina or Tab'i Mah. Got it? But that is not Shari'i Mah. Shari'i Mah starts with crescent. And crescent mean for the first time when the hilal is seen. For the first time, when the crescent is seen, so that is crescent. When the moon is seen after sunset to the west, so that is called crescent. And that is called, means Shari'i Mah. What? Shari'i Mah or Shari'i moon. So anyhow, when is the possibility after moon birth? So it differs from weather to weather, from zone to zone. From weather to weather, from zone to zone. As you know, that the astronomers, as the geography, they have divided the earth into various degrees and various zones. Yes, in the same way the astronomers, they have divided the space and the sky into various lines. Yes, al-tulul baladi and araz al-baladi. In our time, Dr. said will bail me out. Yes, we were studying in Pakistan, tulul balad and araz al-balad. So tulul baladi and araz al-baladi lines, so that is called darajat. That's called what? Darajat. So this way, look, this way, and this way, this way. Yes, they have divided the space in such a way. For what? For this calculation purpose. For what? For this calculation purpose. So now they have mentioned here that after new moon, which is called conjunctions in modern astronomy, but in our Tafsir and in our Fiqh, we call it Qiran or Muhaq. Qiran or Muhaq means the closeness of moon to the sun. Got it? For its visibility, it needs to have a distance from the sun. If it does not have the distance, now for example, look at me. You are 6 by 6. But to see something, you are in need of a distance or not?
Yes.
Say, yes. If you have a paper and you are 6 by 6, you just put it here. Yes. And just read it. So I will give you A+. You know what I'm saying? Got it? So same is the case. That moon is also requires the distance to be seen from the earth. So how much that distance will be? So I mentioned from 8 to 13 degrees. From 8 to 13 degrees at sunset time from the sun. But number one, and number two, height-wise, it must be up to 5 degrees. It must be up to 5 degrees. So last night, I showed them this like this. Look at me. This is horizon. This is the sun at sunset time. This is the moon. Now, the new moon was totally black. Got it? When it got a distance, so a portion of it became illuminating. That is called crescent. Why it becomes black? Because the sun does not put its light on the moon. Got it? It does. Sun has its own light, but moon does not have its own light. That's a reflector. That's what? Reflector. But that's not a good reflector, but that's a reflector to some extent. So it reflects the light of the sun. So when the sunlight will fall on its surface, then it will get illuminated, otherwise not. So in different days, sun is illuminating this moon to certain extent. On 14th of every lunar month, the whole moon is shining, which is called full moon. Got it? Now, when I said that it should be from 8 to 12 degrees from the sun, so that is here from. Yes. This angle must be from 8 to 12 degrees. 8, 9, 10, 11. Visibility will be very poor because that height is not that much. Got it? But 12 and 13, visibility is very good. But not only that. Here from, at least, this is called elongation or elongation. In our time in Arabic, we call it al-bu'd al-zawi. Angelic distance. Angelic distance. Got it? And this one is called bu'd al-ufuq. The elevation or the bu'd al-ras. The elevation or the height. That here from the horizon. Horizon is that place where that is the end of the heaven which is seen to you. Because for every area there is their own ufuq. Got it? So this is the ufuq or the horizon where the sun is setting down. That's why I put the sun here. That is sitting here and it flashes its light on moon like this. So this part of the moon is shining towards us and we can see it. So it must be at least 5 degrees, 5 to 8. If that is 8, visibility will be very clear. But if that is from 5, 6, 7 is not so clear. But 5, 6, visibility will not be that much clear. Now, this was the thing of what? One thing, people are misleading you with. That for prayer, we are following. Say, nobody is going out to look at the sun. Got it? They say it or not?
Yes.
Say loudly.
Yes.
So I say, brother, either you are illiterate or you are arrogant or you never thought of. If you will think of that, you will come to know. The sun is not the follower or muqallid of watch. Watch has been established in such a way that it follows the sun and sun time.
Yeah.
Got it? So base is still the sun, but as the watch follows the sun, so that's why we are looking at the watch. Got it? But the moon is not following the calculation. Calculation has to follow the moon. Got it? There the watch is following the sun. So here, the moon will follow the calculation, calculation will follow the moon. Say, calculation. So Rasulullah, now the last thing is that Rasulullah says, as so many hadiths, but one hadith which I have narrated, that is the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala an, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, نحن أمة أمية. We are illiterate ummah, or illiterate people. Majority of human nowadays, they are literate or illiterate? Illiterate. Yes, and regarding astronomy, how many of us sitting here in masjid that we are literate? Who will say that I have a PhD in astronomy? If there is any, or a master in astronomy? Is there any? Or a bachelor in astronomy? Is there any? I have got my associate in astronomy. You know what I'm saying? So Rasulullah says, now, Sharia is for literate people or for general public?
General public.
For general public. So when that is for general public, so Sharia is putting usul and principles which is to the approach of general public, which is known to general public. Otherwise, as I told you, when something is not to the approach of general public and you will express it in front of them, so they will make you kafir. Because that is beyond their approach. And that's what the people are blaming, Dr. Sir. The people are blaming ulama. That was some time back, they were against the telephone. Yes, and that some ulama at that time said when they heard the voice that Satan is speaking therein. Otherwise, this is Jamaat and non-living entity. How the voice and the sound is coming. So something which is beyond your approach, you will say, look, one of our relative back home, yes, once when we were in school, so his son told him that Baba, he said yes. Baba, he said yes, that today our teacher told us that the earth, the earth that is moving in front of sun, that is moving in front of sun. Now he was a common layman. He said that this teacher will make you kafir. Yes, if the earth is moving, why we are not falling down? Yes, and if the earth is moving, so our town is called Lahore, not the big Lahore city. If that's a village which is Tafsir headquarters. So he said, if the earth is moving, so why Lahore had not arrived at Karachi? So he told me that, Mr. So-and-so, Baba said to me, so I told him that, Baba, have you ever ride a bus or train? So he will say, yes. So the train is moving and the bus is moving and you are not falling down anywhere. Got it? Number one, because he was a poor man, so that's why. Otherwise, the proper example is that you have ever the aeroplane. Yes, it is moving, but you are not falling down. And number two, as far as the case, that tell him that I didn't tell you that Lahore is moving. I told you that the earth is moving. So that's why Lahore is not arriving at Karachi, because Karachi is also moving. Yes, if Lahore is moving, so Karachi is also moving. Yeah, India is moving, Pakistan is moving, Bangladesh is moving, America is moving, Saudi Arabia is moving, Australia is moving, the whole earth is moving. Yeah, but that is actually the matter of approach. So if you will say something which is beyond, that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, When he was talking about such like things, he was not an astronomer. Was he? Say.
No.
No. He was not a scientist. Was he?
No.
No. He was a messenger. A messenger was receiving messages from Allah. All these sciences. Who is the creator of that?
Allah.
Allah. So, who is the creator of falakiyat or astronomy?
Allah.
Who is the creator of the heavenly bodies?
Allah.
Who is the creator and the watcher of their movements?
Allah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him through wahi, now the people say, we should, if that would have been the case, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would not have said that, sight the moon, start fasting. Sight the moon, finish fasting and celebrate your Eid. Because still, the astronomy is not as certain as the wahi is. Why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself was trying to sight the moon? Why Sahaba were trying to sight the moon? That was as easy for him like 1, 2, 3 to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, send me Jibreel that when the crescent will be. Yes, and he would have come that tonight will be announced from now. Our friends all over America, they have announced before Ramadan that Eid will be on this day. Yes? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So anyhow, sumu li ru'yatihi wa aftiru li ru'yatihi. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us 2 criterion for our crescent. Or for new month. Number 1, sighting on 29th. Sighting?
On 29th.
On 20. And sometimes, look, this is a crazy approach. If somebody, tomorrow you will try to sight the moon. We say when Prophet ﷺ has not said it, why we will do that? Yes, why we are doing that exercise, useless exercise? Prophet ﷺ says, Sumu li ru'yatihi. Ru'yat and sighting is on 29th. فَإِنْ هُمْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْهِلَالِ. If you have not seen it on 29th, فَأَكْمِلُوا عِدَّةَ شَعْبَانَ 30 يَوْمًا. Complete 30 days, the 31st will be the new month. 31st will be, but another thing, look at me. Now this is the base of Sharia, to sight the moon. So I was telling them now, just in case, even though that is not, just in case, if tomorrow is the Eid day, if tomorrow is the Eid day, and we did not perform our Eid, so it means that we have not performed our Salat Eid. Yeah, because Eid doesn't mean sweets or what the Sha'ir in Arabic, we call it Sevilla, I don't know what you call it in Afghanistan and what they call it here. Yeah. Huh? Sevilla, yeah, what they call it here, or they don't know it. Huh? Spaghetti, yes, spaghetti, yes, spaghetti type thing. Yes, so it doesn't mean that you will wear good dress. If you will wear that dress tonight, so that is forbidden or prohibited? Prohibited? No, you can do it. If you will eat Sevilla or spaghetti tonight, that's forbidden. The only thing is that you are doing Salat Eid. Got it? If Salat Eid you will not do, or a community will not do on Eid day, so they can pray it the next day. Eid al-Fitr for 2 days, and Eid al-Usha for 3 days. You can pray the prayer and you can perform the Zabha and the Usayya or the Qurbani. So now, say just in case, if tomorrow is Eid and we did not perform our prayer, so day after tomorrow we will do it. Yes, but just in case, if tomorrow is not the Eid day, it's Ramadan day. So you perform your Eid prayer before time. That is just like, we had one student with us. One night there was a big gathering there in Peshawar, yes, of ulama. So late at night we were listening to the ulama. When we came back to our masjid, because at that time we were studying in masjid. So when we came back to our masjid, so one of our fellow, yes, he made wuzu and he started prayer. So I made a joke with him that maybe that the ulama and their speeches influenced you a lot, because in one night you became that pious that now you started prayer. So you are praying nafal. He said, no, not nafal. I said, so what is that? He said that I am very much sure that I will not be able to stand up for Fajr prayer, so I am praying Fajr prayer before time. We are doing it before time. Yes, and look at me. Somebody who will jump before the water channel. So what will happen to him? Falling in the water channel. When the water channel will come, so then jump. But if the water channel is there and you jump here from, ya subhanallah, now wash him, yes, with pipe. Because all the mud is there. So anyhow, my dear respected, I want only to educate you in the light of Quran and Sunnah. So Prophet ﷺ says, Sumu li ru'yatihi. Start fasting with sighting. Wa aftiru li ru'yatihi. Do iftar. Iftar means fitr, Eid al-Fitr, with the ru'yat. فَإِنْ غُمَّ عَلَيْكُمُ الْهِلَالِ. If you couldn't see on 29th, فَأَكْمِلُوا عِدَّةَ شَعْبَانَ 30 يَوْمًا, then complete 30 days, and the next day will be what? So, as I told you, that watch, follow the sun. Here, so calculation has to follow, and this is not my case. From ancient time up to now, just ask the astronomers. When you say the possibility, you are sure it will be sight? They say possibility mean maybe or may not be. They said that we have not approached that point where we can say 100% that in such and such zone that must be sighted. Yeah, and he said that is not possible, because I told the brothers last night that look at me, this is the sun. Yes, say this is the earth. Earth has two type of moments.
Yes.
One is its moment around its
Own axis.
own axis. Yes, and the second one is
Around the sun.
around the sun. Yes. So number one, it is moving around its axis and around the sun as well. Got it? Sun that is bright every time. That's right. It does not disappear from the whole world even for 1 minute. Is it true or not?
Yes.
Sun does not disappear from the whole earth and from the whole world.
For 1 minute.
Even for 1 minute or 1 second. That appears somewhere. They
Appears
somewhere. But moon disappear from the whole earth and the world sometime for 1 day and night, and sometime for 48 or 50 hours. From the whole world. It cannot be seen anywhere. You know why that is so? Because the moon is roaming around the what? Around the earth. Because the moon that is roaming around the earth. Earth is roaming around the sun. But moon is roaming around the earth. Number one. And when moon is roaming around the earth, so it does not, yes, spherical. That moment is
Spherical. Spherical.
That is not spherical, but that is
Oval.
yeah, oval. That is oval. Egg-shaped. Yeah. So that's why its distance sometime from the earth is too much, and sometime in some places, yes, that's number one. Distance differ from time to time around the earth. Number two, look at me. Its speeds goes up and down in certain places. Got it? So that's why the astronomy until the day of judgment cannot approach such a point that they will tell you that for sure it will be seen in such and such area. Got it? So that's why Rasulullah said, Sumu li ru'yatihi wa aftiru li ru'yatihi fa in ghumma alaykum al-hilal fa'akbilu 'iddat Sha'ban 30 yawman. Some people called me that, Sheikh, we are waiting for you from East Coast. They said that, what should we do? Some people, they said from our own masajid that we will go to other masjid to pray our Salat Eid. So I said that I'm not neither Trump Sahib and not the Trump Sahib assistant. I cannot impose anyone to do this or to do that. I am not a ruler. I am not a hakim. Yes, at least you can think of me that he's a mufti or a qazi. But what he can do, he can give his rai according to Quran and Sunnah. Yes, and number two, I told him that don't force someone to follow you. But don't allow someone to force you. Yeah. Don't force someone to follow you, but don't, yes, allow someone to force you. Tell them that whatever you want. Neither I am your master nor you are my master. So the issue is resolved. Where the dispute came, when we try that I am your master, you have to listen to me and you have to follow me. This is not the case in Deen, as long as you are not the Khalifa. As long as you are, then they ask me, global sighting or local sighting, what is this? Because the ulama are talking, I say that, look, I have written in my book in detail that local sighting is that, as I told you about the lines and division of the earth and division of the space as well. Got it? So the astronomers, they have mentioned certain manatics or zone, that in such like zone, on such and such day, possibility of moon sighting. But they don't say area, that in such and such area, possibility of moon sighting. Mostly they say that close to equator, that is sighted the first. Yes. Close to equator, that is sighted the first. But anyhow, they say that there is a possibility. So I said that, look, if the moon is sighted in one area or one zone, got it? And through Shari'i sources, what is required in Sharia, that news came to another zone where there was no visibility, no citation. So now the authority there, who is the authority? Here there is no any central authority. Yes, the ulama, they are the authority. They are the walis of your dini masail and dini umur. So the alim, he can take into consideration that if he is satisfied with, he can endorse that. That is not a sin. That's what Sharia says. He can endorse that. But I say that certain things are not practical. Doctors have to tell you another joke. One of my teachers in maths, I said to him that, Professor Sir, he said, yes, that I am in love with you. So he said, why? I said, because you are my teacher. He said that. I said, yes, I do respect all of them, but I admire you. So he said, why you admire me? I'm not that much good a character. I said, no, you teach us maths. And maths is a solid practice. And that is a solid subject. He said, how? I said, 2 plus 2 is equal to?
4.
4. No any dispute that 2 plus 2 makes 3.5 or 4.5. Yes, all over the world, that is known truth that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But he said, yes, theoretically that is okay, but practically that is not. Theoretically that's okay, but practically that is not. He said that certain things theoretically are okay, but practically that is not doable or practical. I say, how? Can you give me an example? He said a building with 10 masons can build it up in 10 days. Yes, so he says if you will put there 20 masons, so how many days they will take?
5.
I say 5. He said if 40, so I say 2.5. If the masons are 80, so I say 1.25. He said, but it is not practical where you will put. I say that you can endorse it, but certain things are not practical. Why not practical? Because there is a difference of day and night. So if you will endorse, there is no use of that. There is no use of. Now, for example, if in the east, look at me the last thing. If in the east the moon is sighted, got it? So after 8 to 10 hours in the west, that sighting will be further more clear or dim? Say, why? Because the age of the moon increased. Number 1, the illumination space is increased. Number 2, the time after sunset increased. That is 2. So if that is not sighted with all efforts of those who are making that binocular and drone and this and that, use 3 things and they are not sighted. So then Hafiz ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullahi alayhi, great scholar, Shaykhul Islam rahmatullahi alayhi. So Shaykhul Islam says that either if these people who testified there, and they are pious and nice people, God-fearing, so we will not have bad opinion about them. We will say, they made a mistake. They made a mistake. They have seen something else, because a lot of articles are flying there in the air. So they have seen something shining and they said, that is. Yes, they said, that is the hilal. And got it? Or as I told you last night, that Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he said that there is Qazi, he said that there is a white hair in front of your eye, but on distance you are looking to you just like hilal and crescent. Now, when he said disappeared, so anyhow, Shafi'i ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullah said either, and if these shuhud are witnesses, they were fasiq, so for sure they have told lies. Either for one reason or for the other reason. But anyhow, that was my duty. That's why I made it clear. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the right path. Ameen. Those who are doing wrong because of ignorance, may Allah forgive them. Ameen. Yes, but those who are arrogant because they said a word, now they cannot change it. They said a word, and that is very bad. It means then your word is much more important than the word of Allah. Your word is much more important than the word of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we will be, they are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are Muslims. We will be making dua for them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them and bring them to the right track. Jazakumullah khair. Salatul Taraweeh.